Hey, welcome back to dinnerwithjp.com. Hope you are all well and hope you are not working too hard. Tonight we are doing spaghetti with meatballs. So let's start straight away with the ingredients. Okay, so we've got spaghetti, we've got 300 grams. We've got concentrated tomatoes, ground black pepper, olive oil, normal olive oil, extra virgin if you can, some salt. We've got our meatballs, which I kept in the fridge. I like to keep those in the fridge. We've got some garlic. We've got some tomatoes, 3 of them. We've got some mushrooms. Now we're going to use a cup of red wine tonight, so a cup of red wine. And we've got some parmesan, which I will grate. Now if it's grated already, it's fine. If it's not, don't worry about it. Right, so tonight is a very simple dish again. We're going to use 2 things. One, just pan, sort of saucepan, and one sort of deep pan for the pasta. Okay, so let's start the cooking. So we take our pan, which is going to be used basically for more or less everything. And the first thing we're going to do is cut the tomatoes and put them in the pan. Okay. There's so much packaging in produce now. If you remember the old days when it used to be basically used to walk around the shop and you get whatever you want in one bag and then you get paid for it. Now it's all packages, which is crazy the amount of plastic and paper you can actually use every day. But hey, that's the way it is, you can't change it. So I just took all the tops off. Now for this, don't worry, we're just cutting the tomatoes in small pieces, well, like 4 or 5 pieces basically. Nothing too small, because they're going to cook with the meatballs, so it doesn't really matter how big they are. They will be all in sort of kind of puree at the end by the time we finish with them. So half, there we go. Hope you can see properly. So tonight is the night of the big draw for the £50 voucher. So the way it's going to work is I will tonight check the number of people who ever sign up to my website, and then tomorrow morning there will be the announcement of who won, and I will be contacting that person by email. So this is on a Thursday night. On Friday morning I will do a draw, a very simple draw of 1 person from the list of people. Now the terms and conditions will be on the website. All I will do is take through the list, look through the list of people who should actually sign up for it, take one random email out of it, and that person will win, and will be announced on the website on Friday morning. Okay, so we've done the tomatoes, they're here. So we're going to put the mushrooms in. Now I'm going to put probably the same amount of mushroom that we've got tomatoes, so quite a few. Don't be too stingy on the mushrooms, because we like mushrooms in the sauce. There we go. So the mushrooms into it. Now we're going to use some red wine tonight, which we've never done before. We used plenty of white wine, which reminds me I need to buy some more white wine, because my box of white wine is actually empty, I think. But we use red wine tonight because it's a red meat. There's a little trick which I've learned years ago, is whenever you use red meat, you use red wine. White meat, white wine. So fish and chicken or turkey or pork, use white wine. If it's anything red like lamb, beef or anything else red, you use red wine. That's a little trick which I learned years ago, but that's the way it is. So we put all the mushrooms. Now I've got a few more. I'm going to use them all because the box has been open for a few days now. Well, 2 days. which I use with one of our recipes. So let's finish this. There we go. So with the mushrooms in there. Now obviously the mushroom will reduce as well, so don't worry too much about the size. Okay, so we've got the mushrooms. Oh, there we go. Mushrooms and tomatoes in the pan. Now next thing, we're going to put a little bit of garlic, so I'll say probably half a clove for this one. Now you probably think I love my garlic because I use garlic in every single dishes, but it's not just me. If you go to Italy, if you go to Spain, everybody uses garlic. Garlic is one of the nicest ingredients you can use. It's very tasty, it's lovely, and it really gives a good taste to the dish. Now if you're allergic to garlic, I know somebody who's allergic to garlic, and that would be Trevor, so you can't do that. There we go. Same again, a quick hi to some of my friend David and James, who I know are cooking every night with me. My other half, who's been very patient by putting on with all my cooking every day. He loves it. There we go. The Harris's family, the Games family, back in Portsmouth. A little word for Nikki and John. Sorry about Blossom. I know it happened yesterday, so I'm sure we'll be in contact with you soon anyway. So let's finish our garlic. Now I've had a lot of birthdays and requests as well, which I will start again next week. I just didn't want to be too much on people's birthdays and requests. But next week again on Monday, we start all with request birthdays. So please email me. Make sure it's on the day you put a date you want the birthday to be done, so it actually comes on to my video. So let's cut the garlic in small pieces. There we go. So we cut the garlic, which is now done. Then I put the garlic in the pan. So look at that, you got tomatoes, mushrooms, all very healthy, all very good. So we put some salt, the usual amount, sort of, there we go. And we will put some, I will need to buy some new batteries for my black pepper mill. It's struggling a little bit, I think. There are plenty of black pepper in the pan as well. I think my pepper mill actually has given up now. Oh, there we go. Technology, eh? What happened to the old one? You just turn around. So we've put all our ingredients in for the sauce. So what we're going to do now is to put a cup of red wine. So I'm using a sort of normal size cup, teacup for it, and we are having a full cup of red wine for this one. So if you're using wine, make sure it's just cooking wine. Again, don't use your mum's best wine because it won't work and you'll be in trouble. Okay, so we've put all the vegetables in, and now we're going to put the meatballs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. So it's not all meatballs, but so put them in the dish. So they're all going to sort of get together into the pan, so you can see properly. Right, we're going to put it on the stove. Now we're going to put it on very high to start with, as usual, to give a bit of a steam. Then when it's sort of boiling, you reduce it to something a bit less hot. Okay, let's give it a quick stir. So I'm going to use my wooden spatula. Very useful. So give it a stir. Now all look very sort of packed at the moment. Now, if your pan is actually too small, don't hesitate to get a bigger one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the pan with top like that, okay, and then we're going to let it boil for a few minutes, then we're going to stir it again. So that is it for the preparation. Next thing we're going to do is put the spaghetti to boil, well, at least the hot water. So we take the pan, put some hot water in it. Make sure it's hot because it takes less time to actually boil if the water is hot already. Now make sure you use a big pan. Spaghettis are lovely, but it's nothing worse than eating spaghettis being cooked in a very small pan, and that does actually you end up with mishmash of something which is not actually spaghetti anymore. So a big pan for the spaghetti, plenty of hot water. Make sure it's like 3/4 of the way. Now more hot water it is you get, and better it is. If you speak to perfect Italian, what I call Italian mama, which is a mother, so you got water more or less all the way, they will tell you that the best way to cook spaghetti is in a massive pan with plenty of water. So we know this is how we will have to do it. So we're going to put a bit of salt. So a bit of salt as usual, and as I said before, some olive oil. Now the olive oil is not to give taste, it's to stop the water boiling over when it's hot. Okay, so we've done the water ready to go, so it's going to boil slowly. I'm just going to wait. Oh, it's actually boiling already, I think. Slowly. Now the mushrooms and tomatoes will reduce slowly, so we'll have plenty of space. So this is ready. Now we're going to cook this. So when the sauce and the meatball is actually boiling, reduce it to probably 3/4 so it doesn't burn at the bottom. And when the water is boiling for the pasta, just turn it down until we actually put the pasta. Now we're going to wait 10 minutes. So as usual, pause the video, take 10 minutes, do whatever you want. Washing up is usually good, that's what I'm going to do now. And then we come back in 10 minutes to finish the pasta, and then we finish the sauce as well. Okay, see you in 10. Well, it's been 10 minutes now. Oh my god, it looks like I'm in a fogland. I'm just going to close this window a little bit. So it's been 10 minutes. As you can see, the sauce is now ready. Well, it's cooking anyway. Looking absolutely wonderful. So what we're going to do is to take our tomato puree and we get a good squeak in. Now I can't really say what much, but it's like you know, don't hesitate too much to put as much as you want. Then you give it a good stir again. It's just to give it this extra tomato taste for the pasta. Look at that, it looks absolutely wonderful. So what we're going to do now, because it's the last, we're going to put it on full heat again, so make sure it cooks all the way. Meatballs are nothing more than sort of minced meat, so we want to make sure they cook properly. Now the pasta are ready the water is ready to cook the pasta. So I'll take the spaghetti, got them all, and I'm just going to put them in the pan. So let's do it the proper way, put it right in the middle and let it go. How wonderful is that? So there we go. So make sure we can put the spaghetti all in the water. Okay. So what we're going to do from now, we need about 10 minutes for the spaghetti to be ready. Now you put the water on full heat again for the spaghetti. Okay, full heat again, full heat on. Look at the sauce, it's looking lovely. So I'm going to reduce it a little bit now because I think we passed. I'm going to put it on half because it is all cooked and it's splashing everywhere, so that's a good sign. Okay, So the pasta is cooking with the meatballs. The spaghetti are cooking nicely. So what we're going to do now, we're going to pause again for about 10 minutes. So the pasta can be cooked properly. So 10 minutes on your clock, and we'll see you then, and we will finish the dish together and serve it. See you in about 10 minutes. Well, it's been another 10 minutes, so I think the sauce is now ready, and yours should be the same. So you got the meatballs and a lovely sauce here. The spaghetti, well, they are ready for sure. That looks absolutely lovely. So what we're going to do, and switch off both of them. I'm taking my calendar. Okay, and we're going to drain the water from the pasta. So in the sink, pasta in there. Spaghetti looks absolutely wonderful. So I'm putting the spaghetti back in the pan, so you can see. There we go. And what we're going to do is to put the sauce with the meatballs and mushrooms, tomatoes, garlic all together in the big pan. There we go. So we're now ready to serve. We will put the parmesan the last minute. So look at that. It looks absolutely wonderful. So give a good stir. It's like being back in this Italian movie when they do those pasta with meat all together. So a good stir, there we go. So we take our plate, okay, and we're going to serve the meal. So I'm putting the plate here. Now for that I'm using something which I have, but if you don't, just use 2 forks, because it's kind of pasta spoon, but if you can't do that, if you don't have one of those, just use a fork and just serve the pasta with the meat. So that's 1, that's 2. Make sure you put plenty of mushrooms into it, and the tomatoes. So just put a bit more. Here we go. Now we clean the plate, make sure it's lovely and clean. We don't want dirty plates. So there you go. And the last thing I'm going to do is to put my grated parmesan on the top. So grated parmesan on the top of the there we go. So we have it now. These are spaghetti with meatballs, with tomatoes, garlic, mushrooms. Okay, this is it. So I hope you really enjoyed it tonight, and I shall see you on tomorrow. You take good care. Thanks.